Hello, let's take a look at Conan the Barbarian Omnibus of the original Marvel Comics, Volume 6. This is the spine, and this is the back. So this is from Titan Comics, who now has the rights to Robert E. Howard's stuff. Well, most of it, not all of it. Not Red Sonja and stuff, but like Conan and everything. And they've been redoing the omnibuses of the Marvel Comics Conan the Barbarian. So that's what this is. We're in volume 6 now. And these are all the covers. I love when they do that. This collects Conan the Barbarian 150 to 171, Annual 8 and 9, and What If 43. So we'll get to all of that. They're able to do all this because Conan is front and center in those comics. So they're able to reprint all of those old Marvel things. Here we got Conan the Fearless. So here's the inner art for the dust jacket. And here's the other side, the creators. So what I'll do is I'll take this dust jacket off for this. Here's the actual cover. It's just easier to go through the book this way. All right, here's the inner art, cover and first page. Here's Conan the Barbarian fighting a bunch of snakes. So here's the heroic signatures, like Titan Comics credits, but and here as well. But they do credit all of the old inkers and letterers and pencilers, etc. from the old series. John Buscema, Bob Hall, Janice Chang, letterer. So here's the table of contents. This is exquisite art here. Pretty cool stuff. You see separation of blacks here. This darker than this. I don't know if you can see that in the video. And they give the years here, so we're in the 82, 83, 84, 85 era here. So 82 to 85. And here's more. Right up here's Larry Hama talking about Conan. Pretty cool stuff. And here's the map they always show. and this right up here that you always see. 150. So here it's John Buscema. And the Conan the Barbarian comics were still violent and very true to Conan. I think more people think of Savage Sword of Conan as being the best. Savage Sword was cool too. There were other characters in the Robert E. Howard canon that were part of that magazine, but these were very much Conan the Barbarian. Some were adapted from the original stories, some were not. It's 151, Veil of Death. These colors are great. They have to recolor these all the time, but they try and be as close as possible, but they're sometimes just more vibrant, or they'll pick another palette, which I guess some of the palette is just not available or something. Dark Blade of Jurgal Zad, who is this? Still John Buscema, Michael Fleischer. Oh, they've got like the old direct market stuff. Yeah, all the cool creatures and everything. These Conan comics are great. I recommend reading these if you haven't, or even if you're a big like purist of Robert E. Howard. You'll probably be very, very surprised. I think these are very celebrated though among fans. John Buscema again as penciler. They went through all sorts of different lands and everything in this. The art was always amazing. Special edition Caesar's commentaries on the Gaelic Wars. Look at this. He has to fight that thing. He's a sectar. He's like riding a dragonfly. That dragonfly totally got destroyed. I gotta go back to that. Look at that. Whoo! These guys. Yeah, he's still not he still mistrusts wizards, and that was sort of like the commentary on authority and everything. He doesn't like cities, because basically that's where like a lot of mistrust is and everything. John Buscema is plot and art here. This means he penciled it, I think. The curse. Look at this dude, he's picking his teeth after eating all these guys. These are fantastic to have on the bookshelf. Just pick one omnibus and just read all these adventures. Pretty cool. So I read a couple adventures, a couple colorful barbarian sword and sorcery adventures. And that's your Sunday afternoon, man. 158. Still John Buscema. So at this point, John Buscema is in the front of the credits as plot and art. And then Michael Fleischer is dialogue, which is the Marvel method of just like drawing all of this and maybe making notes about what's happening. And then Michael will come in and put in these word balloons. Pretty neat. They're a bit more forthcoming with what's going on there. Look at this dude. Center this a bit more. 161. It's a big werewolf man. Wait, what's going on there? Oh, just looking at that. It's teamed up with that, with this dude, this beardo. Great cover. Look at that. Cover art by Ernie Chan. Yeah, so the credit aren't usually on these pages where there is no credit. And this is fantastic. I'll just go through all this quickly. Yeah, those snot guys. Armando Gil. The artist here is Gary Quapis. Can't get Buscema and everything. Pretty neat. These usually run about, like, how many pages is this? About just below 700 pages. They're really pacing themselves to get as many omnibuses as they can. Omnibi, is that the plural? John Buscema is penciler and inker for this, a cover. And then he's pencils back again here. There's a lot of Blue Conan here. Blue Conan era. 171. Buscema still pencils. There's a god here. Huh. Annual. Let me see. Val Merrick. I have a number of Conan the Barbarian issues. I'm mostly collecting Savage Sword. Oh, that's a figure right there. But I'd like to get more Conan the Barbarian. I know there's Conan Saga, which is just black and white reprints in magazine form of this stuff. Annual 9, that's cool. Ernie Chan art, fantastic. Yeah, Ernie Chan really suited this with the hatching and everything. Really suited the paperbackish style of this action and this era. Mastodon. Whoo! I don't think that's supposed to be gray. I think it's supposed to be red. but the rest of that guy's red anyway, so that's cool. Yeah, this thing's totally going to come to life. Yeah, of course. You see a big statue like that, it's going to come to life. Yeah. Of course, Conan has to stab it in the head. Okay, the famous what if, 43. What if Conan were stranded in the 20th century? He'd be arrested and be homeless, basically. He'd be a drunkard. What else? He'd challenge guys in the gym. He'd be a pimp. It was fantastic. It's great that they include that here. Here's Uatu. You would fight Captain America. So there you go. Conan versus Cap. It happened. Oh, wow, he slashes him. Whew. Well, I mean, I think Conan won that one. Sorry, Cap. And here's all the extras in the back. And he's just stranded there, right? Pretty cool house ads and things. Do they show the actual statement here? So each publisher needed to print one of these once a year for the U.S. Postal Service. And these appeared in comics once a year, and this doesn't happen anymore. This is for Red Sonja, actually. But yeah, at one point they do tell you different numbers in terms of what's being printed and what's being circulated. So here, Red Sonja at one point, total number of copies printed, net press run, average number of copies each issue during preceding 12 months. So the average is 375,362 were printed. Single issue nearest to filing date, 314,481. So that's a snapshot of one specific one. Paid circulation, sales through dealers and carriers, street vendors, and counter sales. Average number of copies each issue during preceding 12 months. So 167,734 out of what was printed. Single issue nearest to filing date was 110,813. So there you go. Mail subscriptions. Average number of copies, they say 0, and I don't know why. I'm pretty sure there were Red Sonja subscriptions. Total paid circulation, average number of copies each issue during preceding 12 months, 167,000, and the single one is the same, 110 and 813. Total distribution, average number of copies of distribution, 167,000, so it's the same. It's around the same. So there you go. I don't know. Oh, wait, copies are not distributed. Okay. And that makes up the 300 whatever thousand that were printed. Total sum, average number of copies each issue during preceding. Okay, so single issues, it's in the 300,000s. Even so, I don't know if comics consistently do this now. I don't know. But it's cool they used to do this and they don't anymore, and it's a shame. But this is printed in this omnibus. Either way, I think this would be a top-selling comic now. I don't think that today's comics reach that at all. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, more like original art, paintings, etc. So that is Conan the Barbarian, the original comics omnibus. This is the dust jacket. Hope you like going through this with me. If you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. And please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.